Welcome back to Pop Flashback. I'm your host, Rick Smalls, flying solo today. Tina is off on another adventure. Apparently there's a tiger situation. Yeah, you heard that right. But hey, the show must go on. Today we're taking a trip back in time to explore the fascinating early years of the Walt Disney Company, one of the biggest entertainment giants we know today. Get ready for some surprising facts and behind-the-scenes stories. You won't find these on a Disney Plus marathon. So most folks think Disney started with Mickey Mouse, right? But their story begins way earlier, back in 1923 with two brothers, Walt and Roy Disney. They launched an animation studio called, get this, Disney Brothers Cartoon Studio. Not quite as catchy, huh? And their first big hit, it wasn't Mickey, it was Oswald the Lucky Rabbit. Oswald was all the rage in the late 1920s. But then, a contract dispute led to them losing the rights to the character, a major blow for the young studio. But this setback actually paved the way for a legend. In 1928, meeting a new star, Walt created Mickey Mouse. Their first Mickey cartoon, Steamboat Willie, wasn't just any cartoon. It was the first to feature synchronized sound. Now you might be thinking, okay, sound, big deal. But back then, this was revolutionary. Steamboat Willie created a sensation. It made Mickey a household name and changed the entire animation industry forever. This kicked off what's considered Disney's golden age of animation. Throughout the 1930s, they released iconic shorts, like the Silly Symphonies series, introducing us to Donald Duck and Goofy. But Walt wasn't content. He had this crazy dream to create a feature-length animated film. Remember, this was unheard of at the time. Animation was seen as a novelty, not something for a full-length movie. But Walt was determined. And in 1937, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs premiered. The risk was huge. The production cost was astronomical for the time, and a lot of people doubted it would succeed. But Snow White became a phenomenon. Not only was it the first full-color animated feature, it was a technical marvel. They invented a new multiplane camera to create depth and realism never seen before. It showed the world that animation could be just as powerful as any live-action film. The success of Snow White allowed Disney to push boundaries even further. The 1940s brought us Pinocchio, Fantasia, and Bambi. These weren't just cartoons. They were masterpieces that tackled complex themes like loss and growing up. And they showcased breathtaking artistry and animation techniques. Disney was on a roll, innovating and captivating audiences. But their story was far from over. Hangry.
Totally, and we're looking at their online shop today, and it's pretty wild. Got like everything you could think of, from t-shirts and sweatshirts to candles and stickers, and they've got, all this stuff with this really fun, like, food-themed kind of spin on it.
Yeah.
It's interesting how they've taken, what's a pretty negative emotion and spun it to be something.
To be something good.
Yeah, like something relatable and fun.
All right, we're back, and the Disney train keeps rolling. We left off with them, conquering animation in the 30s and 40s. But Walt, ever the visionary, was always looking ahead. And in the 1950s, Disney took a leap into live-action filmmaking. Yep, live action. Treasure Island was one of their first ventures. And it showed they weren't afraid to try new things. Around the same time, they also dipped their toes into television with a special called 1 Hour in Wonderland, and to promote their upcoming film, Alice in Wonderland. Clever, right? But Alice in Wonderland, despite the hype, actually flopped at the box office, losing a ton of money. But Disney bounced back, as they always do, with Peter Pan in 1953, proving their ability to learn and adapt. And then came the game changer, the moment that would forever alter the course of Disney's history. The opening of Disneyland in 1955, Walt dreamed of creating a place where families could step right into their favorite stories. And Disneyland was that dream come true. It was an instant success, drawing huge crowds and setting the stage for the theme park empire we know today. But while all this was happening, Disney never abandoned its animation roots. Classics like Cinderella, Lady and the Tramp, and Sleeping Beauty cemented their status as the kings and queens of animation. And they didn't just stick to fairy tales. In 1964, they released Mary Poppins, a groundbreaking blend of live action and animation that was a huge critical and commercial success. It won 5 Oscars and proved that Disney could seamlessly weave together different styles of filmmaking. But sadly, this era also brought a profound loss. In 1966, Walt Disney passed away. It was a devastating blow to the company and to fans worldwide. But Walt's legacy lived on. His brother, Roy, determined to complete Walt's final dream, oversaw the construction of Walt Disney World in Florida. Tragically, Roy Disney passed away just a few months after Walt Disney World opened its gates in 1971. It marked the end of an era. But the impact of these two brothers would continue to shape the company for decades to come. So from those first shaky steps as a small animation studio to the global phenomenon they became, Disney's early history is a story of creativity, risk-taking, and the power of dreams. Disney's early history is a roller coaster of triumphs and challenges, losses and reinventions. It's a story of innovation, risk-taking, and an unwavering belief in the power of storytelling. So as we wrap up this journey through Disney's early years, I want to leave you with something to think about. What do you think was the single most defining moment in their history? Was it the birth of Mickey Mouse? The opening of Disneyland? The Disney Renaissance? Let me know in the comments. I'm really curious to hear your thoughts. And that's a wrap on another episode of Pop Flashback. Thanks for joining me on this trip down memory lane. Be sure to like and subscribe to catch our next episode.